Cold-blooded animals have flourished throughout South Florida since they have no natural predators here. But nature always finds a way to restore balance. And for the past week, Florida has experienced record low temperatures. Sustained temperatures below 50 degrees make these iguanas lose muscle control and fall out of the trees. Some of these animals will naturally survive, but most will perish with the cold. In their normal geographical range, iguanas are eaten normally and considered a delicacy, so we took some home for dinner. Okay, so this is the second day of the big South Florida freeze. There's one right there. See him, Dennis? By the water? There's another one, but they are alive. Too much sun right now. There's one over there that's dead. No, he's... All right, there's iguana number one. Small guy, little green iguana. And you guys see, he's pretty stunned. When the temperature gets below 50 degrees, they basically lose all muscle control and they get in this like tranquil state. And if it stays cold enough long enough, they'll die. And these are invasive, so they're not supposed to be here in the first place. But you saw those other two, they might have just found sun a little bit earlier, but this guy is clearly stunned. So we're gonna put this guy in the cooler. Winner, winner, iguana dinner. All right, just caught two more. This one's real nice. When they get bigger, they get this real beautiful orange color. They get more dominant, but as you see, when they're smaller and more juvenile, they get this real bright green. And the older they get, they almost turn like a grayish color. My goal for today is to catch as many iguanas as possible. And we're gonna cook these up at the end of the video too. I want to catch some big ones. I've never caught a real big iguana, so we're gonna get these guys in the truck. Dennis was finishing his Dunkin' Donuts, so I see a few more in the parking lot over there. Let's go pick them up. I want to remove as many as possible. The last 2 days, FWC, which is our like state governing body for fish and wildlife, they actually made out a social media post and said that if you want to remove iguanas from your property, because they're a big nuisance for homeowners, for people on golf courses, they wreak a lot of havoc on the local environment. And they also compete with all our natural amphibians and lizards and stuff, and they outcompete them. So there's actually, you can go and drop them off where they're gonna legally euthanize them, that's the correct word, euthanize them and put them out of their misery. Let's go pick up these other two. If they're in the sun, like the first spot that we saw, they're already warming up. So I'm really looking for all these really shaded areas. And iguanas, they'll sleep in the trees at night or they'll burrow, one of the two things, to get away from predators. And so when they fall, they lose all that muscle control. And you can see right here in the parking lot, there's one just laying. There's one just laying there, and they still have a little bit of muscle. You can feel them. And if he was dead for a long time, he would smell, but it's been so cold, it's almost like they're preserved. But they're just everywhere, all along South Florida. No, that's tape right there. But there was another one over here, Dennis. Where? Oh yeah, there's one right here. Oh man, that's a big one. Look at this guy. They're sleeping. There's a big old one. Good meat on the legs and the tail, which you guys are gonna see. We're gonna flame up, but so they'll sit way up in the trees and they start to lose that muscle control. I see he already opened his eyes and they just fall. But you see, he's still alive, but he's kind of just like in a stunned state because these are cold-blooded animals. So they can't regulate their own body temperature. They need to use the sun, just like an alligator or snake, and they try to retain as much heat during the day and maintain that at night when it gets cold. But in South Florida, we just had like a historic cold snap where it got down to 36 this morning, 35. North Florida got into the 20s. Some parts of Florida even had snow, which we've never really seen before. And this is a great thing for our local wildlife because it gets rid of all the invasive and all the animals that aren't supposed to be here, because a lot of these animals were introduced through the pet trade or aquarium trade, which is how iguanas got here, is through the pet trade. When they got too big, people started letting them go, and they just, it's a perfect environment. South Florida is hot, humid, and they flourished. But when you get nature, every 10 years or so, we get these crazy cold snaps and it wipes out a large portion of the population. There's another one right behind you. Little guy. And this was all in a little area, just picked up 5 within like 100 square feet or so. So we're gonna
Thanks for tuning in to Haitian Root Girls World. And yes, today we're talking about these lizards. They're not in Central Florida. They're mainly down South Florida. You know, I seen them when I went down south to go visit my family, but up in Orlando, we don't see them too much. But they really do this, and they are really a nuisance. So for those that are very sensitive towards animals, and if you know, you might want to stop watching now. But to the other people, continue watching with me, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't.
That is
All right, catch you on the break time.
That's a dinosaur, dog. Holy smokes. I'm afraid to grab that one. That thing's huge.
A little bit.
That thing is massive. Look at the size of that one. That is the biggest iguana I have ever caught or seen. That's gonna have some meat on him. Look at him. Huge. They get even bigger than this, but man, what a beauty. Hold them like a fish.
Hold them like a fish.
Thumbnail style. That's a big one. If you guys look, I was just telling Dennis, I was worried because like a lot of these we want to eat, right? So I'm worried about them. You don't want to eat something that's been raw on the ground, but he made a good point. These things I've never actually seen them like die. They'll be in this state for like 2 days and they'll come back to life. Some of them will die, but they're like little puppy dogs right now. You could just do whatever you want to them. They're just sleeping, their muscles just lost control, and holy smokes, that's a big one. They're so rugged, and look at, when they get big like this, I don't know what it's called, like a dewlap or something, but they'll move this back and forth to ward off other iguanas or to assert dominance, and I think it's like a mating thing. I think pretty sure this is a big male. Hopefully we find some with eggs and you guys will see their bellies are full. But just nature's perfect predators, super scaly. They got these crazy claws, and I'm not afraid to pick them up because they're in this tranquil state, but they do have some pretty wicked teeth. Let's see if I could open his mouth. You can't see it there, but they have crazy big teeth. They're like little Godzillas. They use that to grasp themselves in the trees. I'm pretty sure they're omnivores, but they predominantly just eat grass and vegetables and fruits and all our native forage. There's some wicked looking animals, completely scaled up, real pretty patterns. I don't even know what this is, but they really are beautiful animals. Oh my gosh, there's one right here. And another one right there. Look at this. All right, we're gonna start a pile. Look in this little area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep wanting to find one in the trees. I keep looking up. Falling like a coconut, but I don't see any.
Are they asleep?
Oh, they're asleep.
I bet there's one down there too on the ground.
You see him?
On the end in the sun. Past the tree on the right. You see that little lump? That's one.
Yeah, this guy, see, he's trying to warm himself up in the sun. He's alive. You can see his eyeballs are open. Good spot, and thank you, man.
He might be more active than the rest of them sitting in the sun.
Yeah, he's moving.
Yeah, I just saw him breathe. He's a smart one.
Yeah.
You go over there by those big trees next to the green, that's where they really are.
We're gonna go next. Thank you. Yeah. And the only reason I'm wearing gloves, I don't want to get bit. I'm not afraid to grab these things. You guys have seen me do iguana catch and cooks in the past. But these animals actually do contain salmonella, and that's another reason homeowners and people don't like them. If your dog's gonna try to mess with them, or your kids or whatever, they're pretty dirty, so I'm trying to keep my hands clean, especially since I got a baby at home. Don't want to bring salmonella into the house. Oh my gosh, another giant, Dennis. Damn, you got a good eye for the big ones. Another giant. Look at that one. Yeah, iguanas, one thing we're looking for too, they love water. They use it as a natural mechanism to escape predators, even though I don't think they have any natural predators in Florida. Like a lot of times when it's sunny and hot out and we do a regular iguana hunt, they like to sun themselves near water because if anyone gets close, they could jump into it. They're really good swimmers and they can actually stay underwater for like 15 minutes or so two things you want to look for: trees and water. They're always by those two things. There's another one right here. Keep them in the shade. Look, there's a live one. Oh my, look, there's some big ones.
You gotta go tackle that one.
Oh, look at this. The vultures got to him. See, this one's actually dead. You see part of his legs missing, part of his tail's missing. Dennis spotted a bunch of vultures. So I guess there's a bunch of dead ones right here. But there.
So you take this big one here.
So, well, this one's sleeping. You gotta position yourself so they can't. See, he's running into the water. Look at this moose. There's a big one. All right, we'll start stacking them. See, vultures got to this one. You know what's crazy about wildlife? If you look at any videos of lions or cheetahs or whatever in the Serengeti, as gross as it is, the first thing they attack on prey is the butt. That's how they rip it open. It's true, isn't it? And look, the iguana's butt ripped open by the vultures. Definitely don't want to take that one for dinner. This guy's sunning himself, he's still alive. Yeah, he's got some life to him. This guy's alive. Look at him. I knew this spot was going to be loaded. If you look real low to the ground, look at this. Completely, and this is why I have gloves on, because these are dead. Are you moving? This guy looks, oh, is this a female with eggs? She's alive. No, that's a male, huh? Look at that one, looking at us, Dennis, in the water. Got him. Come on, show us your teeth, buddy. They do have some pretty gnarly teeth. They will light you up. My buddy Chris Ruman, when he was young, or no, Logan, if you're watching, he had a pet iguana, and usually pet iguanas are pretty docile. Bit him in the face. Had to get a ton of stitches. Nope, no good. Man, all of these ones have been picked alive by vultures.
You got that one? Look at this guy. These are alive.
If I was to stay warm, the last thing I'm doing is going in this freezing water. Yeah, he's alive. Look at him. Oh, that's the liveliest one we've seen all day. Uh-huh. Is that orange one alive, you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Here, I got the one that was chilling half in the water. He probably tried to escape. Maybe the vultures were trying to eat him. It's crazy. There was like 10 vultures here, and they were just picking him right there through the anal cavity. Look at that big one across the bank, Dennis. Zoom in on that. There's a couple of them on the other side of the bank. Like, this one feels stiff. See, his body's open. That one's stiff. That one's stiff, his butt's open. This ain't gonna be a fun walk back. All right.
If you made it this far, big thank you. But now we about to get into him actually skinning it and cooking it two different ways. And side note, he's from Louisiana. So, of course, he's going to know how to do this. And he's going to have I think they're his parent-in-laws. I don't know if it is for real, but it seems like it. They're going to do the review and let you guys know secondhand of how it tastes. Me, personally, I wouldn't try it. I don't like meat like that. I'm not exotic meat eater. I'm barely a meat eater. So I prefer fish and beef, even though they say that's the worst one, and pork. I love pork. I like the bad meats, but they're good for me. But anyways, let's get back into this.
7, 8, 9, 10. You guys see me throwing them and slamming all over the place. These animals don't feel it, all right? Even though they're sleeping, this animal is covered in scales. They don't have the same pain receptors as a warm-blooded animal. This ain't painful for them, all right? You see me lugging them around and dragging them. It's armor body. They fall from trees, so yeah. Don't get sensitive on that. I'm only putting the ones in the... Oh, look at this one. He's coming back to life. He's trying to escape, Dennis. You stay in there, you. You can really tell which ones are lost their muscle activity and aren't actually dead because rigor mortis hasn't set in. They're not stiff. You see how pliable he is? This one's still alive. A lot of times when you pick them up too, their eyes will be shut and then they feel that pressure on them and they'll open their eyes. Oh. Oh yeah, look at him. He's angry. He's trying to sun himself. His mouth was open. Weird how they get like foamy at the mouth. But he saw me coming, his eyes were closed. I got close to him, opened his eyes right up. See if we can't get another. We've been driving around just looking for lakes and parks with lots of trees, and this is the first iguana we found in a while. That first spot I took you guys to was loaded. This is a fully dead iguana. You see how stiff he is? The other ones were a lot more pliable. Right under a tree. Number 2. Big orange one.
You got to be faster than that.
I thought he was not gonna move.
No, you got
Don't go in the water.
You got it.
That thing was lively. I'm not gonna lie, he made me run like a little girl. Dude, that got my heart pumping. He like, when I went to grab him, he freaking charged me. He was fully awake. See him swimming? They're good at swimming. He's gonna be cold now, huh? And if you look over here, we got some butter going in a pan, and you cannot have gumbo without a good roux. So equal parts butter and flour. And we're gonna get a real dark roux going for this.
Simba. Yeah. Yeah. Laugh for us.
It's our first laugh on YouTube. Okay, so with my roux, you gotta constantly stir this to make sure it doesn't burn. And we're gonna take it from this pale blonde color. I want it dark. I want it a pretty dark brown. You're gonna get a real good nuttiness flavor out of it. So we're gonna just keep mixing this away on a lower heat and watching everything. Sausage is looking beautiful right there. Got a good amount of color. Gonna take them off the heat. Just wanted to get that caramelization going, and now we're gonna toss our veggies in. We got red, yellow, and orange and green bell peppers, as well as some onion and celery going in. Veggies nice and sauteed. I got Brookie stirring the roux. Look at that beautiful color. That's what you get. You do it low and slow, and it just keeps getting darker and develops more depth of flavor. Forgot to put in the garlic. We got to put some garlic in there. In here, we got some better than bouillon mixed with some water, so essentially chicken stock going into all these veggies. And before I'm gonna add in more water so I get my depth, but we're gonna go in back in with our sausage, a can of corn, not traditional gumbo, but kind of like a play on it. Dennis, come here. So the iguana tail meat, I'm gonna put in our gumbo. The legs we're gonna fry up just like a chicken wing. And I made them into nice little bite-sized pieces because I remember this meat can be a little tough. So you want it to be palatable. So this is gonna go in there, and it's just gonna cook in all those liquids. And we're gonna add a decent amount of Creole seasoning. That is the color that I wanted right there. Nice dark brown. That's good. Nice and nutty. So now Brookie's gonna dump this in. We got our roux going in. And it's gonna thicken up our sauce as well. We're thickening up our gumbo. Give it a lot of flavor. For the breaded wings, just got some all-purpose flour, more of that Creole seasoning, and then a good amount of Vic's favorite, garlic. We're gonna do some onion powder as well. We're gonna mix it together. So we just created a seasoned flour that we're gonna dredge our iguana legs in. So these are the iguana legs, kind of like a chicken wing. And we're gonna just dredge them in this flour and fry them up and get them nice and crispy. We did get some big iguanas today. If you guys see the size of these legs, there's some monsters for sure. Time to fry up our iguana wings. So make sure our oil's good. Oh yeah, nice and hot. Okay, so I'm just treating it just like I would a chicken wing, looking for a nice golden brown color. These ones are going to take a little bit longer to cook, these big thick ones. But I'm excited to try it. I haven't had iguana in a very long time.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Uh-oh. Out of the way.
Alright, so I'm getting the smaller wings coming out of the heat onto a paper towel. These big ones are going to take longer to cook because they're pretty thick. And as they come off that heat, we're going to go in with that Creole seasoning, get a little more salt on them.
Yeah, there's like little bones in it though, right? I forget.
I think you eat it like a chicken wing.
No, I think there were like little bones and stuff,
Oh,
right there.
maybe. Just go on it with an open mind.
I can't remember if you can just like chow down on it or if you have to be careful with little bones. Tastes like chicken. It tastes like, when was the last time we ate iguanas?
With Ames, like 3 or 4 years ago, I would
3
say.
or 4 years ago since we've had an iguana, so I kind of forgot what it tasted like. The biggest thing is like getting through your mind like that you're eating an iguana. Dennis just asked me would I rather eat a raccoon or an iguana, and I was like, I think a raccoon. Tastes like chicken. It's just like a little chewier.
It's chewy chicken.
It's so hot though right now.
It's good. It's like dark meat chicken. At least the legs are.
It's so hot.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I had to really chew it to get it off the bone. Hold on, let me preface this by saying this. Just so you guys know, nothing in this house is staged. Everything that we tell you guys is our honest opinion, and Brian said, can I come over, but I'm gonna give you my honest answer. So this is gonna be his honest answer.
I've talked to people from, other countries who really enjoy iguanas, and we're just not used to it. So you have this thing in your mind that, who eats lizards? Like we don't eat lizards. It's very edible. It's chewier than chicken wings. I mean, why should it be the same as a chicken wing?
Basically takes on whatever seasoning you put on it. Now we're gonna go in with our iguana gumbo. We got our rice on the side right there. And all those beautiful veggies. And there's a lot of iguana meat in here, cut up that tail. We're gonna finish off our gumbo with just a little fresh parsley. And then some fresh scallion.
It's got jalapenos in it?
Nope,
No?
nope.
There's some kind of little green.
Green pepper.
So these little chunks that you see, this right here, that's the tail section of the iguana. Completely different than the legs. Just melts in your mouth. Very tender.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not get too crazy here. It's not melting in your mouth, but it's definitely a lot more tender than the legs were.
Yeah. I'll go with Brooke, not Victor. It's way.
Don't feel say a prank, me kill him for real. Yo, cash code. One nation, any other nation, a be a bomb fling.
Sometimes you gotta be the homie never had. Queen with the scars, but the light still glow. Turn pain to purpose where the cool winds blow. Haitian bloodline, Bahamian soul. Miami born, but the love were worldwide road. She opened the doors when the world got cold. Took in the lost ones with a heart of gold. Said you ain't gone, you just finding you. That's what the real ones in the struggle do. Welcome to the 20-something. Welcome to the 20-something club. We're pain and purpose to rise above. We making noise and stepping like an elephant. We here to stay, leaving dents and evidence. Come right the way, get your confidence up. We living bold cause we relevant. Welcome to 20-something club. Welcome to 20-something club. Welcome to 20-something club. I don't know. From to 20-something club. Welcome to 20-something club. Welcome to 20-something club. Vitiligo queen with the melanin shine. Fighting lupus, but she's still divine. Every bruise just a lesson in grace. Still she's smiling, still holding space. She ain't in it for the likes or the fame. She see the kids and remember the pain. Teach them how to rise, how to stand up tall. When the world say no, she say love gon' call. Every door she open, hope you walk through. Every soul she touched, that's something new. They got stories that the world won't see, but the light in the house say stay with me. Welcome to the 20-something club. Welcome to the 20-something club. We're pain and purpose to rise above. We making noise and stepping like an elephant. We here to stay, leaving prints so relevant. Come right away, feel the love, feel the drum. We ain't perfect, but we never done. From the 20-something club. From the